So pit bike 160s get underway, some of the front wheels raising at the start there. Big class of riders in this one as Matthew Bolsover, number 421, takes the lead. A good start, absolutely essential. We just saw briefly there some of the midfield and riders at the back of the field. They're all having to fight for position, but Matthew Bolsover, number 421, has a clear track in front of him. Paul Ward just on the fringe of the top 10 there, fighting for position as Bolsover leads this huge pack of riders into the middle of the Whilton Mill circuit. And it looks like the second place rider, I think that's Mick Lord in second place, Scott Larkin, Ben Johnson also well placed in these opening stages. And a really fast, furious start as Bolsover continues to lead the charge. Ben Lord, Scott Larkin, Ben Johnson and Mark Hardy also in there as well. Mark Cockay, number 33, we also saw in there as well. He's just outside the top 5, really starting to get back amongst the leaders as Paul Ward completes his first lap. He's currently in around 12th place. He's got a couple of riders around him there. It looks like just in front there we saw Kieran Woolhouse, Lawrence Wardle and Mark Glover also in there as well on that battle on the fringe of the top 10. Bolsover leads them round the back of the circuit once again. There we see the number 8 of Scott Larkin coming under some pressure from the likes of Mark Hardy, Martin Cockayne also in there as well. But a clear track for number 41, Matthew Bolsover. But sooner or later, of course, as we go into the latter stage of the race, back markers will play a part. We have 31 riders in this race. Things will get a little bit busy as the race continues, but Bolsover leads the way. It's still Mick Lord in second place. Ben Johnson also in there as well with Scott Larkin. And this pit bike 160 class, this is for the pit bikes, of course, as the title suggests, but relatively stock machines. No major modifications needed for them. And again, we see Paul Ward there with that midfield scrap. And of course, with the bikes being relatively evenly matched, these bikes very closely matched, as we say. And this means we get some really fast, furious, close racing. Not really much in it between these riders. But Bolsover on the charge. And it looks like he's pulling away now from Mick Lord in second place. And again, Paul Ward losing a little bit of ground there to the riders in front. Looks like Kieran Woolhouse, Jake Blackwell just ahead of him as well. And into this hairpin here at Whilton Mill, one of the tightest parts of the course, as Bolsover starts to pull away. And looking at the lap charts here, he seems to have set the fastest lap of the race, 54.094 for Matthew Bolsover, as he starts to pull away from Mick Lord in second place. And Lord coming under some pressure from Ben Johnson. Looks like Scott Larkin, Mark Hardy and Martin Cockayne also in there as well. Paul Ward started to close back up again now on Kieran Woolhouse and Jake Blackwell. Ryan Gaines also in there as well in that battle for the top 10. But Matthew Bolsover controlling this race from the front, looking to build a bit of a gap because he has got the back markers to deal with very soon as well as we go into the second half of the race. And it's still Mick Lord in there as well. And, well, that looks like it could be Mark Hardy in there amongst the front runners as well. And 25, that's Ben Johnson. It looks like he's got past number 8, Scott Larkin, and starting to try and catch up amongst the lead. The gap's starting to close down slightly, but looks like Bolsover continues to control the race at the front. And it looks like Mick Lord is still there in second place from Ben Johnson, but Johnson starting to pressure the second place rider. We saw there Lord having a quick glance over the shoulder to see where he is. That he's completing another lap, and it looks like Paul Ward has got past his rival and now has a clear track in front of him. You can see just how twisty and demanding this Whilton Mill circuit is in places, but no problems for Bolsover, who again starts to pull away. Now moving into the closing few laps of this race. And look how close it is for second place, as it looks like there Ben Johnson tries to move for second place, nips down the inside, and Ben Johnson now in second place. Will there be enough time for him to close upon the leader? Bolsover though controlling the race at the front, and there's number 25 now in second place, Ben Johnson. Mick Lord trying to fight back. But Bolsover continuing to control the race at the front. The back marker's playing no problem for him at the moment. He's got that handy little gap, it looks like about 2.5 to 3 seconds, with Scott Larkin number 8 also in there as well. There goes Bolsover, Johnson in second place, Lord in third, Larkin, as we say, still in fourth place. And some close action here in the final stages as Bolsover nips down the inside of the back marker and now has a clear track in front of him, looks behind him, and Bolsover, with one lap to go now, is really looking to put a stranglehold on this race and take the checkered flag. He's got a few bike lengths in front. He looks behind him there on the final corner, and Matthew Bolsover it was that took the win in the pit bike stock 160. Ben Johnson in second place from Mick Lord, Scott Larkin and Mark Hardy.